I want you to ask yourself, what else could the officers have done to take him into custody a better way?
Ryan Tillman, real talk, it's the truth.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Tillman, and I am back with the Tillman Take. I have not done one of these in a while, just simply because I've been focusing on doing Switch, which is to help educate a lot of you guys on why officers do what they do, what we do, and how we do it. But with that being said, I came across a video that needed some more context into the situation. What we're going to be talking about today is we are going to be talking about the situation involving Keenan Anderson, who was a cousin of the co-founder Patrisse Cullors of Black Lives Matter. He was essentially detained by officers and later died in their custody, and there's been controversy on how he died in the custody of LAPD. So let me give you guys some context of the call, and then from there, we'll talk about whether or not the situation was justified or it wasn't justified. Brief context, the officers received a call. Actually, they were flagged down in the intersection for a traffic collision that had just occurred, and that there was a person that was involved in the traffic collision, Keenan Anderson, that was seen running and acting erratically. He's running in and out of traffic. The LAPD officer, and what we're going to do is that's where we're going to pick up in the video. The LAPD officer tries to go detain him, and this is when things start to go down south. And so we're going to pick up right there, and we'll talk about whether or not this situation was justified or unjustified. And the goal is to give you guys more context about the situation. Let's watch.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Where are you at? He's the driver? Get off to the side here. Get on the street.
So first and foremost, he's saying that you can see how busy that road is. It's a very busy road. It looks like this happened in the morning sometime, but there's a lot of traffic going on. It could have been the afternoon, but either way, there's a lot of traffic going on. And he says that somebody's trying to kill me. Somebody's trying to kill me. So officers don't know what's going on. All they know is that they're getting calls of a guy running in and out of traffic. Not only is it dangerous for Keenan himself because he's running in and out of traffic, but it's dangerous for other motorists that are out and about at this time. And so the officers have an obligation at that moment in time to try to get him out of the roadway for his own safety, but also the safety of others. So let's go ahead and continue to watch the video and see what happens next.
Hey, stop right there.
Yeah.
Get up against the wall.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Get up against the wall.
Please, sir, I didn't mean to.
Get up against the wall.
I didn't
Get
mean
up against the wall real quick.
to. Please.
Okay,
Please,
hold on
God.
a second.
Please,
Hold on
sir,
a
I didn't
second.
mean to, sir, please.
Hold on,
Please.
okay?
I'm
Let's
sorry.
Mary 156. Show me code 6 on a TC not involved.
Please.
We're going to be Venice, west of Lincoln.
Oh my
One
God.
possible DUI driver. Can I get additional units, please?
The car.
Okay, what happened?
I lost my key.
You lost your key?
Yes. I came and I had somebody fix my car for me, sir. Please, don't, please,
Okay,
sir.
do me a favor.
Please. Sir, please.
Sit down on your butt and sit with your legs crossed. Sit with your legs crossed. Sit with your legs crossed.
They're going to try to kill me, please.
Who's trying to kill you?
I had a stunt today.
What?
I had a stunt today, sir.
You
I didn't mean to.
had what?
A stunt. Like, no, that's a cross.
Okay, what car were you driving?
BMW.
The BMW.
They're going to try to put stuff in my car.
Who's trying to put stuff in your car?
They're going to try to.
All right, I want to pause there just because you can see that he's obviously displaying signs that either he's mentally unstable or under the influence. But at this moment in time, how is the officer supposed to know the difference? Because he's never met this guy. He's never encountered him. So he doesn't know whether he's mentally unstable or he's under the influence of a controlled substance. He just doesn't know. But I credit the officer because the officer is actually displaying a level of patience. And if we want to use the buzzwords that are going around about de-escalation, he's using de-escalation. He's trying to calm the situation down. He's not, escalating it. He's trying to figure out what is going on because, Keenan is saying like, hey, you know what? They're trying to kill me. They're trying to kill me. He's making a lot of nonsensical statements. And so I credit the officer. So at this point, the situation seems to be going okay, but then it starts to escalate. We'll see how. Let's watch.
Please.
Stay down for me. Hey,
Please.
hey, stay
Please.
here. Stay here.
Sir. I need some water. Can you get some water? Please.
Stay here. I'll get you some water here in a second, okay?
Please.
Just have a seat up against the wall there,
Yes, sir.
okay? Have a seat against the wall.
Sir.
Have a seat against the wall here.
Everybody got to see me, sir.
Have a seat
I don't want
against
to
the
be in the
wall
black.
over here.
I want people to see me.
Sir, okay, you can sit
Please,
right there then. If you want to be seen, sit right there.
No, I don't want to sit right there.
Sit right there if you want to have somebody see you.
Please.
Okay?
Please.
Just sit down for me a second here, okay?
Please, look, sir.
Sit down for me. Sit down.
You're putting a thing on me.
Sit down.
So can we agree at this moment that this officer is trying everything he can to de-escalate him? The guy stands up after the officer told him to sit down. The officer didn't immediately tackle him. He didn't go and slam him to the ground. He didn't start yelling at him. He didn't start cussing at him. So can we all agree that the officer is trying to, calm this matter down? But I also want you to look at it from this lens. When he stands up and when he starts to move around, is he not creating more of a hostile situation for the officers at that moment in time? I want you to think about that as you continue to watch this video. Let's continue.
I'm not putting anything. Come here, sit down over here.
Please.
I don't want you in the road.
Please.
Come here, I don't want you in the road. Come here.
Please.
Come here.
Please.
Come here.
Please. Please.
Come here. Turn over on your stomach right now.
Yes.
Turn over on your stomach right now. Turn over.
Yes.
Now, obviously, you can see the officer's voice increases. He's getting loud. But look how dangerous this situation is. They're in the middle of the roadway. He's running in and out of traffic. So this officer doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know what he's dealing with. He hasn't even patted him down yet, so he doesn't even know if he's armed with a weapon or anything. And just so you know, there have been officers that have been killed responding to traffic collisions that almost look just like this. You go there, you're thinking it's just a traffic collision, you show up, and you're dealing with somebody that is acting erratic, and they end up turning a gun. So this officer is at a rock at a hard place now because he has to get this guy out of traffic. He has to make sure he's safe. He has to make sure the other motorists are safe, but he also doesn't even know if there's any unknown weapons. Let's continue to watch the video.
Turn over.
Yes, sir.
Over on your stomach. Get over on your stomach.
Hold on. Okay, please. Please, sir, please don't do this. Please don't do this, sir. Please. Help me, please. You know what? Help me, please. No, please help me. They will kill me, please. Please.
Keenan, relax. Keenan, relax.
He's using his first name. He's using his first name, which is a de-escalatory tactic. You use a person's first name. It's been known and shown to, hopefully calm a person down, but it's obviously not working in this situation.
They're trying to kill me. Hey, stop them, I'll take you.
So for the sake of, the video and the length of it, I'm going to actually fast forward to the part where they actually are continuing to try to get him into custody. So let's continue from there.
Please.
Turn around.
Please.
Keenan, relax. Keenan, relax.
Watch out. Help. They're trying to kill me.
Hey, stop him, I'll tase you. Stop him, I'll tase you.
Relo's trying to kill me. I have stuff on YouTube.
Stop it, or I'm gonna tase you.
Yes, sir.
Stop it, or I'm gonna tase you.
Hey, please help me. Help.
Stop it, or I'm gonna tase you. Stop it, or I'm gonna tase you. I'm gonna tase you.
So the officer says he's going to tase him, but he says, I'm going to tase him like 4 or 5 times. And so one might ask, why the taser? Well, the taser is obviously a less than lethal option. These officers are not trying to utilize lethal force, even though they haven't searched him. They have him facing upwards so they can, they have his hands, not control of his hands, but they have his hands so he can't reach for his waistband. So at that moment in time, based on what they see, they choose to utilize the taser in order to gain compliance. And so as some sort of pain compliance, the officer says that he's going to tase him at least 4 or 5 times, and that ends up what happening. Let's watch.
Stop it right now. Stop it right now. Turn over. Turn over. I'm going to tase you. Turn over or I'm going to tase you. Turn over or I'm going to tase you.
Yes.
I can't. Watch your elbow, partner.
Still doesn't have control of his hands.
They're trying to join for me.
Stop it. Stop it or I'm going to tase you. Okay, stop it or I'm gonna tase you.
Still don't have control.
Stop it or I'm gonna tase you. Stop resisting.
Please.
Stop resisting.
Please. Please. Please.
I'm gonna tase him. I'm gonna tase him.
They're trying to kill me. They're trying to kill me. Leave me alone.
Still don't have control over him.
Stop it.
So that's 2
Stop it.
taser deployments right there.
Stop it.
That beeping noise that you're hearing from the taser, that's basically letting you know that the taser is done with 1 cycle. So a cycle is 5 seconds. Anytime the officer pulls a trigger on that taser, that's technically classified as a second cycle, which means it's a second use of force of the taser in this situation. Let's continue to watch.
Yes, sir.
Don't resist.
No.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Okay.
Stop it.
Help.
So it's 4 cycle.
Please. Help.
Do not
I'm not
move.
resisting. I'm not resisting.
Do not move.
Okay.
If not, I'm gonna tase you again.
Okay.
I got one.
Okay. Help me. Okay.
Here, hold on. Stop it. Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
All right. So they utilized a taser. There was 5 cycles, which technically classify as 5, applications of the taser, 5 applications of use of force. Remember, the taser is a less than lethal option. They're using it in this situation to gain compliance. You will see that it actually had an effect because as they use the taser after each cycle, it calms them down just enough to get their hands. So the question is why are the officers utilizing that taser? They're utilizing that taser so they can gain some compliance, so they can get control of his hands and take him into custody. So was this a justified use of force? Well, we have to look at the situation, the context of it. These officers are dealing with somebody that's erratic, who is running in and out of traffic. Not only is he putting himself in harm, but he's also putting the other motorists in harm. You're dealing with somebody who has not been searched yet, so they don't know if there's any other lethal weapons that he might have in his possession. And so these officers have to do whatever they can to try to get control of the situation sooner than later. They choose to not utilize their firearm or lethal force option just because they have his hands and not in control of his hands, but they have his hands. So as long as they have his hands, they know he can't reach towards his waistband, but they are trying to prevent him from reaching towards his waistband or anything like that because he hasn't been searched. And so what they're doing is they're utilizing that taser to gain compliance, to overcome his resistance and take him into custody. So if you ask me, the use of force in this situation was justified. Now, he dies later on. He dies, I think, 4 or 5 hours later, and now a lot of people are protesting, saying that it's the police officer's fault. Keep in mind, the initial toxicology reports came back from LAPD, and it said that he had cannabinoids in his system, which is cannabis, so marijuana, but he also had traces of cocaine. So this was probably, what he was going through could have been what we know as excited delirium, which is a person is utilizing a controlled substance and it literally they have negative reactions to it and allows them or causes them to go through a mental psychosis like this. According to the news and everything, that this guy is, pretty decent guy, he's a teacher and stuff like that. But if you're taking drugs like a stimulant, like cocaine or like methamphetamine, it could cause you to start becoming paranoid, start seeing things that aren't there, start thinking that people are after you, that they're not. And so it could also overheat your body. If you take excessive amounts of a controlled substance like cocaine or methamphetamine or even sometimes cannabis, depending on what's on it, it can overheat your body and cause your body essentially to start, burning up inside, which can also be a contributor to death. And so the mere fact that a lot of these people are trying to pin the death of Keenan on the LAPD, I don't think is right, especially this early on in the investigation. I've been putting a lot of people through scenarios of my new series of Switched, and a lot of people are starting to see the other side of what it's like to be a police officer. When we start to throw stones at these officers right away and start to say that they're wrong, it's just not right. And so based on my initial observations of it, I think the officers were justified. And I want you as a viewer to do one thing for me. I want you to ask yourself, what else could the officers have done to take him into custody a better way? Please, if you have an answer for that, I want to know, put it in the comments below, but I want to legitimately know what else do you think that they could have done to take him into custody a better way. And keep in mind, he must go into custody. Why? Because he's running in and out of the roadway, putting himself in danger as well as other motorists. And so it's not one of those situations where they can just let him run around like he wants to. No, they have to take him into custody. And if you can come up with a better response than what these officers did, please put it in the comments below. And also remember, these officers didn't escalate it. They actually were de-escalating. They were calling him by his name. They're trying to calm him down. The officer even offered him water and said, hey, we'll get you some water, bro. What's going on? So yes, it's tragic, especially if he was going through some type of mental psychosis and, you know, was experiencing paranoia and stuff like that. And he was obviously loved. He has family members. So I don't want to take anything away from who he was as a man. But we have to look at the facts. We have to look at the whole context of the situation and make a determination based on the facts and not just our emotions. So I hope you guys got something from this Tillman take. It's been going along my timeline for a while. So do me a favor. Let me know what you guys think in the comments box below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please, if you haven't already, go take a look at Switch. Watch Switch, because Switch is where we're taking civilians and putting them in the shoes of officers in situations just like this and seeing how they would respond. I appreciate you guys. Thanks again, and God bless.
Ron Tillman, real talk, it's the truth.